All right. Episode 10. I, as you can see, have dressed very nice for the occasion. And yeah, thanks for being here, folks. Almost didn't even make it to episode 10. Um, Whenever it's time to do this, I put it off. But as some of you may know from the old episodes, I've been doing a daily checklist. And one of them is to film or edit a video every day. And yeah, the cat, it's like weird. It's like he doesn't want to rub against this tripod until it's time to film, and then suddenly he's like, let's sabotage the whole thing. But here he is. You can see his tail. Nope, you can't. He'll be up here. He'll be up here soon. Yeah, episode 10. And what is there to say? Oh, let me get the sign up. I got about 20,000 new subscribers, maybe even a little more now, because the model roommate video I made, that's at like almost 13 million views, which is crazy. It bombed so hard on TikTok, I almost left the town. I almost changed my name and went to a new state. I would have moved to India and just started like farming. That's how I felt. That's how I feel whenever a video bombs. I clearly wrap up my ego too much in the videos. And then, of course, whenever I post a video that does not do well, there's people in the comments saying, bro fell off. So this goes out to them. Of course, they're not in the comments on this one, like, my bad. And then, of course, they'll be in the comments of this specific video being like, why does he get 800 views with 800,000 subscribers? Well, because it's all right. We don't have to get into it, but yeah, model roommate video. That was fun. That's based on when I actually lived with a model. And of course, he did actually bring over girls a lot. And then he would be like, she wasn't that great. And I'd be like, really? Because she was pretty cool to me. And, then it inspired a stand-up bit that for a while did not work. And then I kind of figured it out like 2 years ago. And then that went viral. And then because of my daily checklist, I was like, you know what? Let's try turning this into a video. And yeah, it did pretty well. Somebody commented they thought the end fell short, and I kind of thought maybe that was a possibility as well. And I didn't really hate that critique of it. But then it went pretty viral, so I mean, but maybe people would have enjoyed it more if the ending was different. But yeah, obviously I never actually messed with my original roommate. We're buddies to this day. But I was like, what if I did? And then I brought my buddy Delaney. He's a very funny comedian, and he showed up to be the model in the video, and then he recruited the Feeks, who was the other model, and then I got Daniela and my friend Rebecca to be the other ladies in the video. But yeah, used to live with a model, and that definitely hurt. And I do, like I said in the video, it did. Part of the struggle was bringing women over, knowing they'd have to meet him. I think I'm just an anxious guy all around, and even when things are going well, let's say I'm dating a nice lady, which I have not since high school. I mean, I've come close, but when I do, I'm always like, this is gonna end, or how is it gonna end, or like, what if she likes this guy, or she meets this guy, and I get very like, I start to doubt myself in major ways, but yeah, the model roommate video did well, and that's cool. That's cool. And then, of course, the next thing is like, all right, so now what? And then it's just like, well, you got to make another video. It's the content rat race, the hamster wheel. And then I make this podcast, and some of you enjoy it, so I keep making it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm here. I'm speaking. And, yeah. That was a good time living those days in Brooklyn. Williamsburg it was. Skillman Avenue. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but I don't live there anymore, so I guess it doesn't really matter. So if you want to go see a piece of history, go on over there. Yeah, that was fun. Now I live alone in Murray Hill. I don't know why I'm telling you that. I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't place. But no roommates, just a cat, and he's cool. As we all know, I'm allergic to him. Some of you know this. And yeah, I did want to talk about, so I went to, what did I do? I went to New Jersey over the break, see my family. Went to an MMA gym with my buddy. He was like, yeah, you're going to get a great workout because my old boxing gym closed. And I've been learning kicks. So I was like, this will be cool to, like, really get to try stuff out. And they do about 20 minutes of, like, it's like a wrestling workout, and that was good. And then we spar. And the first guy I'm with, he's a guy I know from high school, and he's actually fighting in MMA now. And we had a great sparring session, very light. I didn't have a mouthpiece. And he was like, we'll take it light. And we were hitting each other, but it didn't hurt, It was just like nice taps. I hit him, he hit me. And I was like, sick, I really found a gym. I found a gym to come to when I'm in Jersey, right? And then the guy rings the whistle or whatever, blows the whistle, and he's like, all right, pair up with another guy. And everybody pairs up, and I don't find a guy. But then there's another guy who was like wrestling with a dude, and he's like, oh, you need somebody? I got you. He's like, oh, you don't have a mouthpiece. Let's go light. And I'm like, yep, that's exactly right. I don't have a mouthpiece. I'm going to take it real easy. And we start. And I'm always awkward about sparring as it is. I'm not even hitting him. I'm just like, I don't even know. I get awkward about it. And the MMA gloves are weird. And then now there's kicks involved. And all of a sudden I get punched so hard in the nose. And he goes, my bad, bro. My bad. And he's this big, beefy guy. And I'm like, oh, it's all right. Yeah, no, it happens. So then we continue sparring. And now I'm taking it even lighter. My mentality is, let me take it even lighter so he doesn't feel tempted to do that again. So we're going. And then all of a sudden, I wake up on all fours, crawling like Fortnite. And whenever this happened in wrestling, I hit my head a couple times. And then my immediate response is like deja vu. It's like crazy deja vu. I remember in high school wrestling once, I was like, it was a wrestle off, and that that means to get on the varsity team, you got to wrestle the guy at your weight. And I hit my head, and I remember vividly feeling like I know what he's going to do next, and he did. Like he took me down. I was going to try and take me down. He took me down. So I'm like, well, if that, like to this day, I'm like, well, why didn't you defend it if you knew it was going to happen? But I think that was just deja vu. I just kind of felt like I knew it was coming, but. Anyway, I'm crawling on all fours, and I remember, okay, quick anecdote, again from wrestling. So I hit my head once wrestling. I tried doing a chin whip, which is like a judo throw, and I like landed on my head. And next thing I know, I'm sitting in the bleachers after the match, and I'm looking at the like logo of the high school, and all of a sudden I asked my friend, I'm like, where are we? He's like, what? He's like, and I just had no idea where we were. And then I started like crying, and I was like, what's going on? And I had to like go to the trainer. I got sent to the hospital. It was like a concussion, obviously. And so and I remember asking, it was funny, I asked my wrestling coach. He like came in, and I was like sitting on like this little gurney in the like trainer's office. And he was like, yeah, you had a wrestling match. You like hit your head pretty hard. I was like, damn. I was like, did I win? And he was like, I was like, really? Damn. Like, I had no memory of it. I was like, please tell me I won. He's like, nah, it was bad. You lost bad. So anyway, I crawled away on all fours in this MMA gym. And the guy, of course, I hear him say, he's like, oh, he walked into it. Not true. My friend later told me, he's like, yeah, this guy is known. He's known for going too hard. So I stand up, and then I kind of get him. I felt like a total wuss after, because I was like, I mean, it's true. I was like looking around the gym. I was like, I kind of don't remember the class. And I was like, I don't really remember coming here. Like, I remembered certain things, but I'm like, oh. And so then I get in my head like, oh, no. And then I'm thinking about like, what if I've heard about guys getting knocked out and then walking away but dying in the hospital. So I'm like overthinking, and I literally said to the coach guy, who obviously looks concerned because he doesn't want a guy to die in his gym, and I was like, yeah, I don't really remember coming in here. He's like, oh, what? And then I'm like pacing nervously, and then I just like stepped outside, and my buddy Chris, he was the man, but he came over. He's like, you all right, dude? And he like stayed with me for a sec. I was like, no, I'm good. And then I started talking to the guy, and I was like, oh, I don't think I paid you. He's like, oh, see, you're good. You remember you didn't pay me. Most guys would be like, oh, I forgot, even though they didn't. I was like, yeah. And, of course, the guy that hit me, like, kind of apologized, whatever. But that just ruined my. I was like, well, I don't think I'll ever spar again, and then of course it ruined my like ego. Which it's funny because I've been boxing at a gym with just like heavy bags and nobody like to train me or to spar with for like 2 years now. And I do in my head, I'm like, I would do. I'm like imagining myself like in the UFC, just like I always imagine the interviews after, like, well, Joe, you know. How about we discuss it on the pod? And then everyone's like, whoa. And then I'm like ripping like, just like funny lines, and but I'm also being humble, and people are like, he's so cool and humble, even though he fucking kills everybody that he comes across. And then I have one sparring session with this random guy, and I'm literally carted away on a wheelbarrow, and they dump me on the front, and they're like, say you got hit by a car because we don't want the liability. So there goes my UFC dreams. There's times where I think if comedy doesn't work out, maybe I'll try boxing again. No, I don't think so. This guy kind of ruined. I mean, it's like he humbled me, but he also he ruined boxing for me. Not ruined boxing, but I don't think I'll spar for a long time again. Because also this is like the third concussion. I'm not trying to have CTE. I'm just imagining a world where like all of a sudden like the camera pans and there's like I'm talking to nothing. It's just, but yeah. So that was cool. I mean, it was a fun gym otherwise. Maybe I'll try jiu-jitsu. I wrestled a little. Oh, I went to judo with my buddy Cliff. His dad is an Olympic judo practitioner, but now he's a coach, and they brought me, and it was cool. I didn't realize you could choke people out in judo, because judo is all about like throwing guys. But you could, like, submit people, which I did not realize. So he was, like, teaching me to choke. And he's like, yeah, this is a blood choke. And he's like, yeah, a little tighter. I'm like, oh, that's just, it, like, skeeves me out. But it would be cool to know jiu-jitsu. I feel like that's the final infinity stone in my ability to just be a killing machine against the average Joe, the everyday guy, right? It would round out my skill set when it comes to people that don't know how to fight, because evidently when they do, I will have a need to be revived like it's a video game, and I will crawl away, and I'll hit X to just give up. That's really what I did. I could have stood up and kept sparring, but I was like X, holding X, and yeah. So, and there's no gulag. There's no gulag in the real world. Okay, you get knocked out in a UFC fight, you don't get sent to the gulag. All right, and I know my way around a gulag. I'm first in the gulag whenever I'm playing. The guards, I die, and they're like, back again. He's always the first one. I'm knocking at the gulag door before it's open. They're like, we're not ready. We didn't think. Most people are still on the loading screen. How are you here already? So, yeah. That sucked. That sucked a lot. But it is cool. I enjoy I still enjoy the sport. And I like sparring. I want to be able to spar. But I'm like, well, I don't want to, like, damage my brain. And, you're supposed to light spar. But I guess you can't really trust. I think the worst part about it is I do believe if it had been, like, an actual boxing sparring, which I felt I would feel more comfortable, like, actually going, like, hitting somebody, and if I had my mouth guard, whatever. But if it was like a fight, I do think I would have done a lot better. But who knows? Who knows? Boxing fight, I don't know how to kick or defend against a kick yet. Probably ever. I did ask them, I'm like, how do I check a kick? They're like, you don't got to worry about that. He won't kick you, but, like, this is how you lift your leg. I'm like, okay. And then this guy's throwing, like, roundhouse kicks. You should have seen it. He was 8 feet tall, jacked. It was the kids' class. It was the kids' class. He was cool. He was definitely a killer. So what else did I have for you guys in this? I got concussed. Yeah, I got a couple other things that I think I'll just share in the next one. Like, I've been doing one video a day, as I said. I was thinking maybe I could show you guys some of them. I saw on John Lennon's Twitter, he tweeted, well, obviously his somebody puppeted his, dead Twitter account, but it was like, which he's never had. He never made a Twitter account, but it's verified. And Twitter is sucks now. It's like celebrity accounts, parodies of celebrities will be verified, and then they'll tweet something, and then people will be like, I can't believe he said this. And they don't do the due diligence to realize, oh, this is a parody account. But anyway, John Lennon's actual verified account tweeted like, before Elvis, there was nothing. And at first I was pissed off because, then a viral tweet was like, actually, Elvis stole from black artists, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, like, why are they just puppeting John Lennon to say, like, 7th grade thoughts? It's just like something a middle schooler would say. Before Elvis, there was nothing. Like somebody that just discovered. And then I looked it up, and people quote John as saying that. So I'm like, okay, so they're saying something John actually said on Twitter. But then I tried to find where he's ever said it, because I'm like, I can't imagine him saying that. He seems like the first guy that would be like, no, Elvis, he would say he stole things, or John Lennon was the type of guy to go. He would just switch his opinion on any given day, I think, but. I'm just like, I went to find this quote. I can't find it anywhere. It's just like a billboard or one of those diners, you can change. They'll have a sign. It's free pancake day or something, but it just said before Elvis there was nothing, John Lennon. That's the only proof of this quote. And so anyway, his Twitter account is puppeting. They're just puppeting his dead body in a sense by just putting words in his mouth, and then not that it matters, but 1,000 years from now, people are going to be like, oh, did you know John Lennon tweeted this? I mean, it doesn't matter, but it's just because to us, John Lennon is so far away from Twitter, but 1,000 years from now, it's like, they're going to be like, oh, he existed during Twitter. Look, his verified account tweeted this. So it's just weird. It's just weird to me. And what do they even have to gain? I guess is that, why? Why do they, who's tweeting that? Who at the social media team for John Lennon's like, yeah, let's tweet this today. What is there to gain? I guess to keep his memory alive? It's weird. Twitter sucks now. It's literally every time I open it, I don't follow Elon. It's always Elon. It's always Elon. And then it's videos of people dying. And then you go to try and see underneath a tweet. You go to something that's interesting, and you're like, let's see the discourse, and it's 1,000 memes from the same guy trying to, solicit engagement and money, revenue, whatever, because I guess they get more money the more views and the more you sit on their tweet thread. And it's like, dude, what is this guy? Why? And he's just, blasting his tweets all day, and I'm like, why? And it's all political, too. I'm like, I don't engage with this. And then, now, so much of Twitter, too, is just, it'll be a screenshot of a text conversation, and I'm like, it's got to be fake. And you go to their Twitter, and you could tell based on, past tweets. It's they're just making shit up. They're just, texting themselves, changing the name of the contact, and posting it, and being like, yeah, this is crazy. My girlfriend said that she's going to cheat on me if I don't, cook dinner tonight. She's with a guy right now. She's got a dick in her hand. Isn't this crazy? I'm so sad. You're like, oh, this is fucked up. And then you go to his Twitter, and it's his tweet before that was I'm actually a woman. I don't know. It's so annoying, dude. I hate Twitter now, even though I'm addicted to it. I'm a big complainer. I'm a big complainer today. Yeah. That's kind of I'll talk about the tinfoil video, I guess, because I have it in my notes, but I made this god-awful video. I think I might try refilming it, but basically it was based on the idea that I saw a video of a chick saying if your boyfriend tells you what to wear or not to dress provocatively when they go out, it's oh, he can't tell you that, he's insecure. Well, I'm not saying guys should tell their girlfriends how to dress, but I just think it's I'm yeah, if I had a girlfriend that's super hot and she's going out really sexy looking, which she has every right to do, but her tits are out, I'm gonna be I will be insecure because I'm yeah, every guy's coming up to it. I said, I already said at the beginning of this, I'm oh, I'm an anxious guy, and if I had a hot girlfriend, I'd be nervous to bring her anywhere because so yes, I am insecure. So anyway, the idea I had was like, it's like saying like if I had a girlfriend, I'm like, what if I wore like a tinfoil suit everywhere? And she's like, what are you doing? Why are you wearing that? And I'm like, oh, what? Am I a whore? And she's like, no, it's just like, why are you wearing that? I'm embarrassed to be seen with you wearing that. And I'm like, so you're insecure then? And she's like, yeah, I guess I am. And I'm like, okay. So you're telling me what I can and can't wear. So I tried making a video about that, and I just didn't do it right. But I think it's an interesting point. Just because I'm insecure doesn't mean that I have to feel that way. But at the same time, that doesn't mean you should have to dress the way you want or not dress the way you want. And I did say the cat would appear, and here he is. He's like putting his face all over the ring light, and he's looking at the ceiling. Don't know why. All right, this was episode 10. I don't know. It's probably not even 20 minutes long, but I said I would film it, and I might even try refilming it. Who knows? Or I'll just post it. I'll listen back. I'll see what I think. Didn't go over a ton. Hope you enjoyed the model roommate video. Hope that this podcast didn't, if you're new, hope it didn't turn you off. Hope you're not like, oh, this guy's he's complaining a lot. Maybe I hit my head. Chalk it up to that. The next episode, I'll be healed. And dry January's going great. I was 2 months off weed. I caved. And now I'm trying to do the cycle again. I'm trying to break again. I caved on New Year's because I was drunk, but we persevere, folks. So solicit advice from me in the comments. Say what's up. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.